What's going on, guys? It's Greg here today, bringing you guys the Zhokov Boneyard ground war plan. This is a fairly simple plan because Zakov Boneyard is actually a lot more of a simple map than it is complex. So we're going to be going ahead and diving right into our normal breakdown, and that is going to be starting off with the sniper positions. So our sniper positions are pretty straightforward. This is not a good sniping map. It's really east-sided for snipers in that sense because they have the higher elevation. There are some off spots at A that you will see people sniping from that are basically just there to defend their own A flag whenever they're being DEFCON. But for the most part, you'll just see them sitting on top of B or in B if they are spawning on the A side, whereas on the E side, there's 3 different buildings that have a lot of height that they could be sniping from. And then, of course, C, people are going to be sitting up top of the 3rd story or whatever in C. And the thing you should know is you cannot wallbang people there, even with FMJ, so make sure you are hitting them as you see them, and that you are not trying to wallbang them because you are not going to get the kill. So this is going to go both ways. There's really only one effective flank route for this map, and that's on the right side. And you guys will see the areas that I have that you guys can attack the middle, or you can go ahead and try to attack E from. The left side flank is dotted because it's only with a vehicle, and just remember you're going to be running into a lot of resistance, snipers, all that kind of stuff. So if you have the LAV or the APC, whatever it is, you can take it down that way if you want to get a flank off the E or something, but taking regular vehicles is a death sentence, and this map is not really the best for flanks unless you're utilizing that right side. Same thing goes with our E flanks. It's pretty much the same, except there's a few different ways. We're going to get in, and especially if we're going to go to A, we're just going to want to go to that broken plane because it's probably one of the best power positions for getting kills at A. And yeah, it's pretty much the same as the other side on how things work. The dotted line basically telling you guys danger, don't try to do that. It's a little bit safer on this side, but still I would just recommend taking the right side of the map, as you guys see here. So the quick streak route off the beginning of the game, or if you're even trying to go late game, if you are spawn trapping them at A, is basically to take a vehicle and go to that broken plane. The broken plane is amazing. You've seen it in a ton of my gameplays. You'll be able to get a lot of kills there if the flags are organized enough to where people are going to be spawning at A or the AHQ, and you can streak up pretty quickly, especially off the rip of the game whenever people are still trying to capture A and stuff like that. If you get a quick vehicle, try to get there before they start rushing towards B or whatnot, and you'll be able to be golden and get a lot of kills for your team. Now if we're spawning in at A, it's a little bit different, so we're going to go ahead and basically curve out towards E and go to like this spot where there's like a hollow plane piece and stuff like that. And it's a really good spot because there's not a lot of angles you can be picked off from, and you can't really be seen by the snipers there that are in the spawn trying to shoot people across the map. So you can control this area, and you can basically just try to streak up really quickly off the people there rotating in towards C, as well as maybe D, and you can get quite a few kills here, rack up to your first VTOL, even maybe White Floss or Gunship or whatnot. So it's a very good spot to be in, and it's a great power position at getting people who are rotating. The power positions on this map are really straightforward. Again, it's really going to depend on who has what flags, right? If the enemy has the flag that these circles are at, then that's basically where you're going to want to be positioned, depending on also what side and where the spawns correlate and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you guys the spawns next, but the power positions on this map are very straightforward because they're basically any area that there's not going to be a lot of angles from snipers to get you, as well as just so you don't have to sweep a million angles while you're trying to streak up. You want to try to keep everybody in front of you in one line of sight and stuff like that, and you will find a lot of success. So like I said, this is all about trying to be picked from the least amount of angles possible, and that's why I believe these are some of the best power positions for this map. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at the spawns, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be doing the little spawn pockets or whatever anymore because I truly do not know the exact spawn points. I said that in the past, in my past videos, that I don't know, they're not exact, they're just estimations, and I'm just going to tell you guys this one right here. So basically the blue means they're going to be spawning towards A, the green means they're going to be spawning towards E, and just keep this in mind whenever you are near an enemy's flag. That this is basically how the spawns work, right? If you own A, you're going to be spawning towards your HQ. If they own A, they're going to be spawning towards their HQ. So, just know that, and that's basically how the spawns work. They're pretty straightforward in Ground War. They're pretty set in stone. You'll be seeing people spawn in, and over time you'll learn it as you continue to play the map. And I really, like I said, just can't mark the spots because I just don't really know them too well on some of these maps that I'm going to be going over here. This map, Port and Promenade, because I just am not sitting there watching people spawn in. Alright, it's just the way I play the map. I just sit in the power positions and let people come to me, so that's how I play this map. And I think if you just know that, and you know how the people are going to be spawning, you don't need to know where they're going to be spawning, but as long as you know how they spawn, you can use that to your advantage and you can capitalize on that. So, getting into the gameplay side of things here, we're going to be looking at 3 different gunship streaks I had in the same game. I end up getting 141 kills total in this game with about 10 deaths. So, pretty good gameplay overall. I'm just showing you guys the streak portion of it. So, anyways, basically right here I'm pushing C because this is just where they're going to be. They have E and C, and right now I'm looking for people that are spawning in around here. As you guys can see, there are a lot of people pushed forward, which means squad spawning is going to be utilized probably a lot more than actual flag spawns, and that's something you guys need to know about the spawns anyways in Ground War, is knowing flag spawns. Yeah, it's helpful and all, but the majority of people are doing squad spawns, so you really just have to get information on where people are in your squad, and that will overall help you, or in their squad I should say. The enemy squad is what you need to know about, and basically how this, how you can get information on that is UAVs, advanced UAVs. Whenever you call up a white phosphorus or VTOL jet, whenever you see like the little iPad, it does a quick radar ping so you can see where enemies are. That's another way you'll know where people are, and generally that will give away potential squad spawns, and that's where a lot of people do spawn in Ground War. So just know that, but remember that people are most likely going to be coming from the flags that they own. So again, being near a flag that an enemy owns means you'll be able to get a lot more kills. Right here, I'm just looking for this guy, and he's using a tac insert in his vehicle. He has someone that saves him using a sniper sitting in the hangar as I was trying to kill him off his tac insert, and the reason I try to do that is simply because you don't want an enemy tac inserting outside of the area where they're going to be spawning, and the reason being is because then they're going to be able to capture your flags, they're going to be able to flip the spawns and all that kind of stuff, and that could put your team at a severe disadvantage. So trying to keep all the action at C and E so my team knows, hey, this is where I need to be and this is what I like to do. Let's talk about Zakov Boneyard real quick. I don't like to use this map as a map to go for nukes. I just don't think it is a good map for going for nukes because there are so many angles you have to watch, and whenever you are sitting in power positions, generally people are going to start coming back for you. So I would really recommend that if you do want to play this map, air support dominates this map, and I cannot stress that enough because it is so open. This map gives me big Wasteland vibes from Modern Warfare 2. I don't know if you guys remember that map way back in the day on Modern Warfare 2. The most popular thing to do on that map was to go for a nuke, but in that game, using something like VTOL, which was the Harrier back then, and then the AC-130, which is the gunship in this game, and then you would run the nuke, right? So you would get your Harrier, that would get you your AC-130, and then that would get you your nuke. Whereas in this game, you can't do that because it's a gun streak, right? It's a 30 gun streak. So I would recommend running something like VTOL White Phosphorus Gunship, or VTOL Chopper Gunner Gunship, or White Phosphorus Support Helo Gunship. And if you really do want to go for a nuke on this map just because for variety's sake, or that's the only thing you care about, then obviously UAV, VTOL, and Advanced UAV is going to be your best bet. But I really think that, also, even before I forget, VTOL, White Phosphorus, and Support Helo is another good combination for this map as well. But anyways, so yeah, air support really dominates this map, and this is the map that I generally do get these really high scoring gameplays on. I had 161 kills before on this map. I've had 150 pluses that I didn't record. I've had a lot of 100 pluses on this map, just because as long as if you get about 2 gunships, you're pretty much guaranteed that 100 plus. I mean, yeah, you can die off a few streaks or whatever, and you go on a few streaks maybe and you die off of them. It's sad because, yeah, there's the potential for a lot more kills, but 3 gunships, right, and a lot more, choke streaks, but just 3 gunships got me 141 kills total, right? So this map has a lot of potential for insane scorelines, and that's why I absolutely love trying to run lethal kill streaks and just going for them on this map. Now, another setup, if you really just want to get those gunships, you can obviously use cruise missile, VTOL, and gunship. And kill chain, in my opinion, is dominant on this map because, like I said, air support absolutely dominates this map. So kill chain is another really good way to do it. But if you really want to maximize your kills, don't run that cruise missile. Run the higher streaks and just get really good at knowing spawns and streaking up. That's really what you got to do, and you'll be able to gain map control for your team by calling in these top tier streaks and stuff like that. So right here, as you guys can see, that basically I know I'm close to my streaks. I have a VTOL out. What I'm trying to do is just stay alive, trying to capitalize on trying to earn this white phosphorus, so that way I can get my gunship. And right here I'm just picking people off, staying to this low power position here in between B and C. And the reason I'm here is just because you never know where ghost people are, right? If there's an advanced UAV up, then yeah, you can obviously rotate pretty well. If you are, even a regular UAV can sometimes help, but you'll be caught off guard by the people that are using Ghost. So you got to keep those things in mind whenever you're playing Ground War. Ever since Warzone has come out, there's been a big influx of cold-blooded players as well, so just keep that in mind if you are going to use AI streaks like VTOL Jet or Support Helo, because a lot of people are running cold-blooded nowadays. So I would definitely recommend, just keeping that in mind. But I actually am seeing less Ghost being used in Ground War, and the reason being is because of Warzone. So I guess it's a give or take kind of thing, right? Of course, there still are the people that don't play any Warzone and they have their class setups built around multiplayer, but since multiplayer classes and Warzone classes are together, a lot of people are using Overkill in Ground War because they're just playing this, to get challenges done for Warzone and whatnot. So you will see a lot of the Warzone class setups in Ground War, and it kind of annoys me just because, I really like kill streaks. I want my kill streaks to work. It is what it is. But yeah, so basically, Boneyard, like I said, the best tips I can give you guys for this map is making sure that the angles, you are picking people off from one angle at a time. You are not exposing yourself to multiple angles. It's all about slow peaks and picks and stuff like that for this map, and you will find a lot of success. Whenever this map first came out, I'm not gonna lie, I was terrible at this map, and the reason being is because I like to try to be a little bit more aggressive sometimes, and maybe take on a lot more angles than I normally could, just because sometimes getting a quick feed or something is pretty entertaining and a lot of fun to get. But at the same time, it's very risky on this map because you never know where the people are just going to be hanging out and chilling and just looking to kill you off your streak, or they're just looking for an easy kill or whatnot. And right here, oh my goodness, what are all these people doing in this building? That's something you guys will notice about on this map as well. A lot of people camp in the C building whenever they own that flag, right? So what I would recommend is, honestly, play the objective on this map, right? You want the enemies to not have B and C. Those are the two main areas you do not want the enemies to have, and if you're playing in a good squad, you can keep the enemies from spawning at C and B, so that way they can be at A, D, or E. And the reason you want them to be there is because those are the outdoor spawns. That means your AC-130s, your white phosphorus, the VTOLs, they're going to get a lot more kills, and it's just overall a lot better because you also don't have to worry about this weird wall penetration stuff that goes on in this game, right? The bullet penetration in this game is very, very weird, inconsistent. I hate it. I really just don't understand why they can't put some consistency with it, just allow us to shoot through certain objects. I guess it's safe spaces for the bad players or whatever, as they, said in their interview before this game came out. And what I'm talking about is, I mentioned it earlier in this commentary, that if they are sitting at top of C and are trying to snipe at you, you can't shoot through that thin sheet metal, right? In Modern Warfare 2, you could. In this game, you cannot. And I guess that's for, the newbier players that want to just sit up there with a sniper rifle or just sit up there with an LMG or whatever they're trying to do and just stay alive. I guess that's why they did that. I don't know. I don't really think it's realistic, considering it is sheet metal and, Modern Warfare 2. You could do it in that game. I don't really understand the whole philosophy behind it, but that's how a lot of the maps are in this game. Just don't really worry about trying to wallbang people. I mean, you can test it out if you notice you're not getting wallbangs on a lot of the spots on this map, or, just any of the plane parts or stuff like that. Just don't bother with it. Just try to wait for people to pick, or peek at you and stuff like that, and you will find a lot more success, because if you're sitting there spamming at a wall and people are gonna wait, they'll wait till they think, hey, maybe this guy just ran out of bullets, and then they'll start peeking you, and by then you're gonna be dead because you have no bullets in your clip, you can't shoot back, stuff like that. So just keep that in mind whenever you're playing on this map, because it's not only a problem in this map, it's a problem in the whole game, but at the same time, there's a lot of areas, because this map has a lot of thin sheet metal that you would think you could shoot through that you really can't. So I just wanted to make sure you guys are aware of that, and you're not trying to obviously shoot through areas you can't shoot through. But I think you can actually shoot through the areas at B, like the sheet metal on the second floor of B. For some reason I think you can, but C you cannot. It's just really weird. I don't understand this game's bullet penetration system whatsoever, like I said. And yeah, but anyways, it's coming to an end. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. The FAL is an absolute monster, by the way, and sadly I just cannot give you guys the class setup because I don't remember it. This gameplay was about 2 weeks ago, so yeah, I believe it might have been the XRK Marksman Barrel, 30 round magazine, monocle reflex sight, Mark 4 grip. I cannot tell you the last setup or the last attachment. But anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.